colleagues. My name is Neeta Pokhrel. I'm the Chief of Water Sector Group at the Asian Development Bank, and it is my pleasure to be the moderator for this closing session of what has been a remarkable Asia Water Forum 2022. It has been an intense week of learning, insightful discussions, cutting-edge ideas, and connecting with partners and collaborators. Asia Water Forum 2022 has broken all records for us. It received over 3,000 registrations from 115 countries and had 232 speakers and moderators, 46% of whom were women. And in our very male-dominated sector, if I may add, this is a remarkable accomplishment to have so many women leaders. We also had significant presence of young water leaders. In the session just preceding ours, the emerging water leaders synthesized lessons and future actions towards water security and resilience in our region. There is no future without us bringing the emerging leaders in forefront and making them lead us. Now, as we bring this enriching forum to a close, we must reiterate the need for continued collaboration and sustained collective action as the only way forward to achieve resilience and water security in our region, the region which is already the most disaster-prone in the world. In the closing ceremony, we are going to highlight two recent initiatives of ADB in rapidly building capacities of water entities, the entities where resilience actions matter the most to tackle these challenges. The first is a new guidance note on mainstreaming water resilience in our region, and the second is the Virtual Asia and Water Resilience Hub. We have with us very distinguished and inspirational speakers and panelists who will help us launch these landmark initiatives. To welcome everybody and give opening remarks first before I invite other distinguished speakers and panelists, may I invite the Director General of ADB's Sustainable Development and Climate Change Department, Mr. Bruno Carrasco. Over to you, Bruno.
Thank you very much, Neeta. A very good afternoon to everyone. I'm very pleased to welcome all of you to the closing ceremony of the Asia Water Forum 2022. I would like to acknowledge the many distinguished panelists and guests that have joined us in this closing program, including His Excellency Dr. Han Seong-soo, former Prime Minister of the Republic of Korea and founding chair of the High-Level Experts and Leaders Panel on Water and Disasters and chair of the ADB Water Advisory Group. I'd also like to acknowledge Professor Bart van der Hoek, Scientific Director of Deltares, Roshan Raj Shrestha, the Deputy Director of Wash and Sanitation of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Michael To, the Director of International Development of the Singapore Public Utilities Board, and of course, the officials of the European Space Agency, K-Water, UNESCO, and Imagine H2O through video. This conference has come at a time when we have been finding our bearings, so to speak, to that new normal brought about by COVID-19 pandemic. Indeed, of course, the fully virtual experience in AWF 2022 has allowed for discussions and exchanges, and not only within Asia and the Pacific, but around the world. We have heard from Neeta all the records that we have smashed in this Asia Water Forum, and we're very pleased to see that, and congratulations to all. We hope that AWF 2022 leaves you with ideas for concrete actions and collaboration with the many experts and organizations that have been part of this wonderful learning event. Now, the need for stronger collaboration is, of course, underscored by the hard fact that the challenges we face continue to evolve. Almost 500 million people in the Asia-Pacific region still, unfortunately, do not have access to at least basic water supplies, and 1.4 billion lack access to basic sanitation. Those numbers are still way too high. In addition to constraints in the quantity of fresh water available for a rapidly growing population, pollution of water resource also poses a major threat. About 80% of wastewater is discharged into water bodies without adequate treatment. Climate change exacerbates these challenges, of course. The climate emergency threatens livelihoods and lives. Over the past decade, an estimated 31,000 people in ADB's developing member countries have died, and 4.9 million people left homeless as a result of floods. The ways by which we have worked in the past, of course, cannot be the solutions for the increasing complexity and the challenges that we face. As I understand from the various sessions throughout the Asia Water Forum, I'm reminded that we can change course and adapt. As such, a resilient and water secure Asia and the Pacific can be achieved through our collective actions. It is our desire that the conversations that we have started in AWF 2022 will serve as a springboard for sustained collective action going forward. Beyond sharing cutting-edge knowledge and experiences, we are reshaping AWF to become an action event, a venue for launching innovative ventures, solutions, and collaborations that solve many of our most pressing water and sanitation challenges. In this closing ceremony, we invite you, our audience, participants, and partners, to collaborate with us and with each other so that together we can build the capacity of actors on the ground that need it the most, our water sector entities, towards a resilient and water secure Asia and the Pacific. In the next hour, you will hear from experts and water sector group colleagues on concrete initiatives being launched in the region. I welcome everyone to the final program of AWF 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bruno. And without further ado, I would like to invite our keynote speaker today, who doesn't need any introduction. He's truly a champion for resilience and water security. His Excellency Dr. Han Sang-soo was the Prime Minister of South Korea and the President of 56th session of the General Assembly of the United Nations. His Excellency Dr. Han Sang-soo is the founding chair of the high-level experts and leaders panel on water and disasters, health, and also, luckily for us, the chair of the Asian Development Bank's Water Advisory Group. Dr. Han Sang-soo, over to you, please.
Thank you, Nita, for your kind introduction. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased to speak to you at this closing event of the Asia Water Forum today. On behalf of the ADB's Water Sector Group and as chair of the ADB's Water Advisory Group, I'd like to thank you for your participation and at the same time to make two important announcements today. Water is the primary medium through which the impacts of climate change are felt. Over the past 50 years, natural hazards in Asia and the Pacific have affected 6.9 billion people and killed more than 2 million. Many of these were water-related disasters, such as floods and SARS. The emergence of the coronavirus disaster, the COVID-19 pandemic, has also underscored the importance of water and sanitation provision and demonstrated how calamities compound the impacts of those without access to these services. Water solutions, therefore, are climate solutions. Resilient water management is central to achieving climate adaptation, managing and better preparing for natural and public health threats, and addressing water scarcity issue amid the rapid population and economic growth in the region. Water resilience determines each country's ability to prepare for, withstand, and thrive in the wake of grave water stresses brought on by disasters triggered by natural hazards and climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, to support the efforts to maintain water resilience in the region, ADB's Water Sector Group has set up the RU Water Resilience Umbrella Initiative. As part of this initiative, ADB has developed a guidance note which provides specific actions and tools to scale up and mainstream resilience in water sector operations based on 6 mutually reinforcing pillars. One, accelerating upstream engagement and building developing member country demand. Two, adopting a water community approach to developing member country water resilience capacity. Three, strengthening ADB staff capacity to mainstream and deliver resilient projects. Four, fostering knowledge, innovation, and partnership. Five, mobilizing finance for water resilience. And lastly, six, spearheading digitalization for water security and resilience. The guidance note supports ADB's wider commitment to upscaling its climate finance targets in line with ADB's Strategy 2030 to build the climate and disaster resilience as one of its 7 operational priorities. Ladies and gentlemen, today it is my honor to launch the newly published guidance note on mainstreaming water resilience in Asia and the Pacific. Video will be played. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, following the recommendation from the guidance note on fostering knowledge, innovation, and partnerships, ADB's Water Sector Group has set up an open collaborative platform dedicated to strengthening water security in the region by establishing partnerships, providing training opportunities, and developing and sharing knowledge products, innovative method, tools, data and digital technologies. Resources available through the hub target ground level water entities and decision makers who are the real actors to help us adapt to climate change. This collaborative platform, which is also one of the pillars under the new water resilience guidance note, is called the Asia and the Pacific Water Resilience Hub. The Hub, a unique platform on its kind for our Asia and Pacific region, provides opportunities to connect, collaborate, and capacitate. It brings together water experts, policymakers, resource managers, and water implementers to collectively address water resilience in the region to enable countries and water entities better weather and prepare for natural hazards, climate change, water insecurity, and socio-economic crisis. To support this effort, ADB will continue to strengthen and promote collaboration and partnerships among world-class institutes and stakeholders who will further help development of the hub. Please play the video.
Water resilience is not just the ability to bounce back from the stressors of today, but also about the ability to adapt to the changes and the stressors that are going to emerge in the future.
Working better together is really the key to a water future, because, you know, we continue to say everything is very fragmented, but we need to make sure that we overcome that fragmentation and that we decouple the water resources and the water use patterns from the vested interest that exists.
We think that companies should collaborate and all innovation should be brought together to eventually reach the climate goals and also secure the resilience of this region.
ADB Asia and the Pacific Water Resilience Hub is an open platform dedicated to strengthening water security in the region. It will establish partnerships, provide training opportunities, develop and share knowledge products, innovative methods, tools, data, and digital technologies.
Asia and the Pacific is one of the world's most water-scarce regions. It has 60% of the world's population, but about a third of its water resources. It is also the region most exposed to natural hazards, with almost 9 in every 10 people affected worldwide and 57% of fatalities. This vulnerability is compounded by climate change.
I think when you unpack water resilience, you can unpack it in many different ways. Financial, physical resilience against scarcity and various others. I think one of the key barriers is awareness. There's an informational barrier here in terms of navigating, I think, what's an increasingly crowded field of different technology. So when I talk about resilience, again, it's a very broad theme, right? But across those different thematic challenges that Asia Pacific is facing, innovation entrepreneurship should play a role.
We should take good care of water for the next generation, and that's what we are doing.
The Asia and the Pacific Water Resilience Hub will provide specific entryways for water entities and partners to build towards sustainable and inclusive resilience and security for the region's water resources.
Join the hub to connect,
collaborate,
and together we capacitate our water entities on the ground to become resilient.
Thanks for the video presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, I very much look forward to continued collaboration towards sustainable and resilient regional development for the next generation and invite all of you to embark on this journey toward resilience through connecting and collaborating with each other and through this newly launched Asia Pacific Water Resilience Hub so that collectively we can capacitate our water managers and decision makers on the ground where it matters the most. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Dr. Han Sang-soo. We are thrilled that you are here to guide us. In fact, the guidance note has been peer-reviewed by our Water Advisory Group and external partners such as Deltares. Thank you very much. Now we have invited, we have 8 partners with us today. 4 of them are sending their remarks through video. And 4 partners, internal and externals, are with us to join the panel and to discuss why rapid capacity building on water resilience is the need of the hour, and how ADB and our partner organizations, the ones who are joining us on this forum through video and discussion in virtual presence on the Water Resilience Hub to facilitate this. We have broken it into 2 mini panels. I'm now joined by Professor Bart van den Hurk and Khadra Saeed first. Professor van den Hurk is the scientific director for Deltares and is an expert in the field of weather and climate information. Prior to his affiliation to Deltares, he spent over 23 years at the Dutch Meteorological Institute. He is a professor in the field of interaction between climate and socio-ecological system at the University of Amsterdam, and he's the lead author of the 6th assessment report of IPCC. I also have Khadra Saeed, who is the digital innovation lead at the Asia Development Bank, where she is responsible for oversight and management of the emerging technologies, experiments, digital products development. Prior to joining ADBs, he was the director for Group Risk Control Robotics at the UBS based in the UK, and before that involved in corporate finance for Deloitte Forensic. Welcome, Bart and Kadra. Now, my first question is to Bart. Bart, based on your experience both as the scientific director at Deltares and the lead author of the 6th IPCC assessment report, what do you think is the role that capacity building can play in building resilience of ground level water entities, and what does science indicate? Over to you, Bart.
Yeah, thank you, Nita, for this kind invitation, and I'm really thrilled to give a reflection on this. I was indeed one of the lead authors of the IPCC report, the report that was released in August last year. That was my first time I was in such a big enterprise. Yeah, and talking about collaboration, what we're talking about here, that is really an internationally collaborating entity, that IPCC. And it's been a very high learning, steep learning curve I've gone there. It's evident that the climate is really talking to us. There's changes everywhere in the climate. Precipitation patterns are regionally very diverse, with areas on the increase, areas on the decrease, but evaporation increases everywhere, snow melt increases everywhere. There is definitely a strong pressure on water resources. That is evident. And I don't need to travel over the globe to see the impacts of climate change already. If I look at out of my window today, we are in Europe in a dry season, and there's really, we need a lot of coping capacity of the practitioners, of the farmers, of the water managers to cope with the current drought. We are not used to it. And there's a high alert state continuously. So we need to change a lot. And although this IPCC report, it's been, I think it's sort of the talk of the town of the entire planet, where everybody talks about it, there's a lot of interest in it, but still it's very coarse, it's a big picture. And if you go to your local water community and you try to find the information from IPCC on what's going on over there, you won't find it, it's too coarse. So, and I think, say, local capacity and local resilience, they require a kind of also local ownership of the evidence, of the data, of the information, of the experiences. Because from that local ownership, we build commitment. So I really encourage this virtual hub, and also in your that guidance note where you have say, working with local water managers or water units as sort of a standard practice, that is, I think, the way forward. We need to sort of, joint fact-finding, impose that joint fact-finding as a means to build resilience. And that is opening up to get the inspiration from the people in the ground for all the solutions we need. You cannot save water if people don't understand the need for it, or if people don't have the options for it, if people don't have inspirations or evidence from their neighbors that did it before. You need those local exchanges on the evidence, but also on the solutions to really create capacity and resilience. And in that also, I think there's also an important lesson to be learned. There's so many things going on at the same time. It is climate, and the climate itself is already so diverse. We have floods on one hand, we have droughts on the other hand, we have water quality induced by temperatures, we have heat, everything comes at the same time. And on top of that, we have population pressure, there's desalinization of groundwater pollution, everything comes together. And it's really difficult to picture yourself a win-win situation. I think we have to appreciate the fact that finding the solutions it comes with trade-offs. I think we do need to make balances between pros and cons of some of the solutions. I think we need to be transparent on consequences and make very clear discussions on what we prioritize all the time. And that also, I think, requires a lot of local inputs, because at a local scale, people know better what they prioritize and what they really need to have a good life and a good being and a good, say, citizenship than when that is just imposed and someone else makes it for you. I think it's really crucial to think of it as a trade-off system, and it's really crucial to get the locals to adopt the evidence and join the solution finding.
Thank you very much, Bart. Very aptly said. It is the purpose of the hub is exactly what you have said. Bringing home, localizing, bringing to the water entities what exists out there. And as you say, there is a lot that is going on. There's a lot of information. But our target groups are, for instance, we work with 300 Purushavas in Bangladesh, small municipalities. What does it mean for them? What are their entry points? What are the trainings, tools, solutions out there that we can bring home and channel towards our water sector entities and our staff? So thank you very much. Now we would like to invite Kadra. Kadra, we hear that ADB's IT department has partnered with Water Sector Group and has cooked up something in developing a digital assistant for the Water Resilience Hub. Can you please tell us more about her and how she will help the hub users and visitors who are our water sector entities and staff? Over to you, Kadra.
Hi, Nita. It's a pleasure to be here. Yes, we are cooking up something with our colleagues from the Water Sector Group. We have some of the ingredients already in place, much more to add. We're looking to launch her in this November. She is named Jal, which means water in Sanskrit, which is an ancient Indian language. Jal is a digital assistant for the Water Resilience Hub, providing much needed service to both internal ADB colleagues and external DMCs and partners. So there is so much learning from ADB projects. As Professor Bart was saying, that there's a lot of learnings out there from both ADB projects and partnership contents, and that's available for JAL to go through on the Hub's repository and ADB's water resource platforms. To help Hub users access the tools, the documents, and the expertise to meet specific resilience needs, and data powers up JAL, which means we're enabled to kind of integrate with ADB resources such as web applications, APIs, SharePoints, and others. In terms of capabilities, it offers human-like chat, identifying end users' intent, and caters for end users with access to FAQs based on natural language understanding. In essence, to understand inputs in the form of sentence using text or speech. So you can see the potential there. Also comes with a feature that enables cognitive document search and is able to provide analysis of contents within a document, which we all know can take weeks, maybe months manually, whereas it will take minutes for JAL to make it available. So where JAL is lacking and fails to give satisfactory answers to the user, this can trigger various intervention, human handover, automated state with various workflow. And JAL, as we know, doesn't stop learning. It gets better with engagement and provides options to carry out diagnostic analysis on incomplete chat conversation to see where we are losing and failing to engage. So a lot of the comments made by Bart in terms of making use of what's already available, taking that content, making it available with ease, that's the role of JAL. And with JAL, it will continue to gather feedback to enable her to be more useful and remain relevant. Insights on the performance of JAL is useful. This can be viewed through standards and custom dashboard, which can be created. So helping with various customers' engagement indicators, we may be interested to see the level of engagement, the journeys that exist, the least journeys, why is various journeys are not being explored. And that's the potential that we're looking to put in place so that it's there. Nita, we are so excited about the potential of JAL with so much internal and external and community content out there. And we are confident that it will prove to be useful and get better with each interaction. And over to you, Nita.
Thank you very much, Kadra. So are we. I think, as everybody said, and Bart also mentioned, there is an ocean of information that other partners are creating. IPCC has a lot of information. Partners who are already with us, a lot of information. If Jal can seamlessly go through all these sites and tell for our entity in Bangladesh or in Nepal or in India, where are the solutions that others are doing? What are the trainings? What are the tools? And apparently she can go through 10,000 documents and sites in a flash, and we are looking forward to having her. Please do check out Hub4R at adb.org, where the hub is already live, and Jal is actually already sitting there. She says to you, I'm still being developed, bear with me, but she's already there. Thank you very much, Kadra. Now, we would like to play video messages we have received from other partners of ours. The first is from K-Water, the CEO of K-Water, Dr. Jae-Hyun Park. He's also the president of Asia Water Council. And the second video is from Michaela Mileto. She's coordinator and director of UNESCO WWAP. Please watch the videos. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Dr. Han Sung-soo, Director General Mr. Bruno Carrasco, respected participants, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my warmest greetings to you. I am Jae-Hyun Park, CEO of K-Water and President of Asia Water Council. My sincere congratulations goes to ADB for the successful hosting of the 2022 Asia Water Forum. It is my firm belief that the launching of the Asia Pacific Water Resilience Hub is highly meaningful, as a stronger global solidarity for water resilience is needed more now than ever before. In recent years, the climate crisis is becoming more severe. Water security especially stands at the core of the global climate agenda. And it is utmost important to form agendas and cooperation in the global context to address this crisis. In this regard, ADB and K-Water have been demonstrated our commitment to strengthen water management capacity and solidarity in Asia and the Pacific. Based on our successful experiences from the TA projects on smart water management for 5 countries in Southern Asia, including India and Bangladesh, K-Water is carrying out consulting projects to improve the development and managing capabilities of a water supply system in the western region of Uzbekistan. Additionally, K-Water is promoting a project for the digitalization and knowledge sharing of a flood warning system in the Solomon Islands, which is experiencing increased flooding due to climate change. The launching of the Water Resilience Hub is the right moment for us to endeavor to diversify our cooperation. And we are fully committed to increasing our scope of cooperation through various aspects, including technical assistance and capacity building services. K-Water aims to share its expertise in water management, especially in digitalization, with developing countries in Asia and the Pacific. Through these efforts, we will eventually contribute to increasing water resilience in this region. Furthermore, through Asia Water Council, the representative water cooperation platform of Asia, we are willing to pursue meaningful and practical collaboration to advance our cooperation and solidarity from Asia and the Pacific to the entire globe. Once again, I would like to congratulate ADB for the launching of the Water Resilience Hub, and I sincerely hope that today will serve as a critical moment for more sustainable tomorrow. Thank you.
Pacific region, and in particular small island countries, are highly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change and natural disasters. Many people in this region still struggle to access clean drinking water and safe sanitation. Challenges are difficult to measure for many reasons, including the lack of sufficient and trustworthy data related to water, sanitation, and hygiene, especially if we don't have data that are regularly updated and disaggregated by gender and other key socioeconomic elements. Also, it often occurs that in case data are available, these are poorly used and not used for planning and programming or for designing policies. In light of these challenges, the Asian Development Bank, ADB, and the UNESCO World Water Assessment Program, WAP, decided to join forces to strengthen the capacity of water users and governmental water officers to integrate gender equality and inclusion consideration in their planning and operations. This first ADB WAP pilot project focuses on developing a capacity building program in the Pacific and SIDS countries on the use of gender data analysis in the water sector in light of the relations and implication between climate change, water resources, and gender equality. This will be done through the application of innovative tools like the UNESCO WAP Toolkit on Water and Gender that will help collecting and analyzing sex disaggregated water data by using a specific methodology and a set of gender responsive indicators. These indicators are proven powerful tools for water data analysis. The analysis of gender-sensitive water data informs water policy and planning and helps designing and implementing informed and fact-based concrete actions. Thanks to this ADB UNESCO pilot developing the learning module for the hub, many other water entities in the Asia-Pacific region will be encouraged to use the same approach and replicate it in their entities. Thank you very much, and greeting from WAP.
Very much, Dr. Park and Ms. Mileto. We are delighted to be starting new chapters of partnerships with K-Water, who's been our long-term partner, and now with UNESCO WAP. Now for the second round of a mini panel discussion, I would like to invite the two other partners we have with us today. Roshan Raj-Shrestha, who is the Deputy Director for WASH of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, also a long-term partner of ours, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Roshan leads the WASH programs across Asia to support the scale-up of citywide inclusive sanitation, non-sewer sanitation, and innovative sanitation technologies. Prior to this role, he spent 7 years with UN Habitat working on water and sanitation, as well as upgrading of slums in Bangladesh. Welcome, Dr. Shrestha. The second panelist is Michael To, who is the Director for Industry and Technology Collaboration for PUB Singapore. Also, PUB Singapore has been a long-term partner of ours, and we are delighted to have Michael here with us. Michael was the Chief Information Officer of PUB, and this new position, he continues to work closely with us. Welcome, Michael. Now, first question is to Roshan. Roshan, the foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has been setting a gold standard in working through collaboration and capacity building across the world. This Water Resilience Hub also believes in collaborating and connecting to build capacity. We are financiers. We rely on collaborations, bringing home what others have into the hub and put it through to our implementing agencies and the staff. So as ADB's long-term partner, what are your learnings and suggestions for the hub? Please share with us. Over to you, Roshan.
Thank you, Nita-ji. First, I would like to congratulate ADB and of course, Nita and the entire water team for organizing such a great event. I can't imagine that such a 3,000 people join and 46% of female participants join is not really a joke. We work with the ADB since last a decade. So I'm involved from the beginning, working with the ADB. I can see the change of pattern how Asian Development Bank is doing in last 10 years, being a financier and then slowly going to the capacity builder, and it's amazing. So we are working very much nicely and spend with all journey, and definitely the way how you come up with this Asia Pacific Water Resilience Hub is very, very much innovative, I would say, because we know that the capacity building is one of the major issues, especially also a former colleague also mentioned that the local capacity, how to build the capacity of the municipal officials, how to build the capacity of the implementing agencies from the public officials is very, very much critically needed. And we need to develop different mechanisms to build their capacity. So we have done quite a lot of work since last several years, because I'm one of the focal person for capacity building program in the Water and Science and Hygiene team in the foundation. So we have established several hubs and platforms as well. For example, we have capacity building hub we have established in South Asia, in Bangladesh, in ITN Buet. We have capacity building institutions established in India. Several capacity building institutions are there. ASCII, SEPT University, who are already a lot of, they also contribute a lot in your program, and NIUA. So many institutions are already doing a great job. But the things need to be put in one place so that the digital capacity building, even I'm very much interested, because people want to see the things, and definitely we can't really bring the people to every corner to see what's going on. For example, Nitaji, you may know that we have established several model cities in South Asia. For example, Bangladesh, Nepal, India. You can learn a lot from them. So we have established a kind of program right now. We call it sanitation tool, Sani Tool. So, but we can't really bring thousands of people to learn from those cities. So I'm thinking now that how this capacity building, the Asia Pacific Water Forum hub, that what you have established can be connected. So we need to have digital tool and digital documentation from those best practices of those cities and bring to your hub. And also we have just started one other interesting hub. It is Center of Excellency in Asian Institute of Technology that's going to be launched within a month or a half month, 2 months. And they can also be part of this hub. So all those things that what you have established so far in the region, in the globally, I want to see that I'm thinking that how to bring all these things in one place. So I'm sure this Asia Pacific Water Resilience Hub can be one of the hubs where we can put all those things together and want to bring knowledge to build the capacity of the real actors who are working on the ground, especially public officials and city authority. So I really congratulate ADB and really looking forward to work more on that. And we need your expertise because your team has a lot of expertise on the IT space, especially in the making the digital tools, and our partners also can engage with you and working together to really collaborate and bring all our partners. And also you also know that another big platform we have established that is called Global Sanitation Graduate School, where more than 50 universities are already part of that. They can also be part of it. So quite interesting thing. Asian Development Institute, another partner, they are working with us. So they can also come to you. So I'm very much excited. I'm looking forward to collaborate with Asian Development Bank and Water team in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roshanji. Absolutely. Our idea is that it's like a nervous system. We cross-connect everything that others are doing because there is a lot out there and people still don't know about it. And the example I keep going back to is a municipality in South Asia. What do they know how many tools are out there. So we are in discussion with AIT, as you mentioned, all of the hubs. We hope this hub can cross connect. And as Kadra mentioned, we have IT, we have artificial intelligence at our fingertips who can cross feed into 1,000 websites and bring out the tools for water resilience, entry points for water resilience, and help build capacity of our entities where it matters most. So thank you very much. Now over to you, Michael. PUB has established itself as a leading water utility in the region, and many of our entities look up to you, especially on non-revenue water, circular economy, digitalization. Now, what would be your advice to the entities in our region B who are just starting their journey in these areas, and how PUB has been working with others to build the capacity? Over to you, Michael.
Thank you so much, Nita. Can you hear me?
Absolutely, very clear.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. You are too kind to us. I would like to thank the ADB for kindly inviting PUB to participate in this panel session. For those who have heard of us for the first time, PUB is Singapore's national water agency, responsible for Singapore's water supply, water catchment, and use water in an integrated way. We ensure that we have a diversified and sustainable supply of water so that Singapore will never ever run dry. Since 2020, PUB also took on the responsibility of protecting Singapore's coastline from sea level rise as the National Coastal Protection Agency. We lead, we coordinate the whole of government efforts to protect Singapore from the threat of rising seas and the holistic management of inland and coastal flood risk. PUB is very pleased to support the Asia Water Forum organized by ADB. We had participated in previous events, and it has again been an excellent program over the last few days. And our heartiest congratulations to the organizing team. The numbers are fantastic and staggering. The Asia Water Forum, at the Asia Water Forum 2022 this year, PUB and the Singapore Water Association co-organized a technical session on using technology to reduce leakage in water distribution networks with speakers from companies like R Utilities, Xylem, Mueller, and Teredo Analytics. The session was very well received. It generated strong interest and a robust discussion. Indeed, we are happy to be here and supportive of ADB's initiative to develop an Asia-Pacific Water Resilience Hub. The launch of the hub is timely amidst the threat of climate change and water-related disasters in the Asia-Pacific, which have caused tremendous impacts on livelihood and businesses. The Water Resilience Hub seeks to serve as a conduit for enhancing knowledge by establishing partnership, providing training, and developing and sharing information and data. The purpose of the Water Resilient Hubs resonates very well with PUB. Let me explain why. Firstly, we recognize that PUB does not achieve its mission alone. We leverage on industry solutions we learn from other utilities. For example, we learned from Orange County in California and many others before we embarked on water recycling 2 decades ago now. The lessons that we brought back were instrumental in helping us deliver a successful New Water program. New Water is PUB's solution to achieve SDG 6. In Singapore, we think that water and sanitation as one whole, as two sides of the same coin, rather than two distinct and independent parts. Combining water and sanitation means endlessly recycling water, reusing it again and again. 2022 is a special year for New Water. It marks the 20th anniversary since it was introduced to Singapore and Singaporeans at the National Day Parade in 2002. In fact, this year at the Singapore International Water Week 2022, we worked with a local brewery to produce New Brew, a craft beer which comprises 95% New Water. It was very well received, and various international media such as Channel News Asia, BBC, covered this interesting product. The success of New Water and the positive publicity of New Brew reinforce the message that potable reuse of wastewater is feasible and attractive alternative to water-scarce countries like Singapore. We are therefore happy to share with others what we have learned as we did in the past. We have been sharing our experience freely through many international programs run by the Singapore Water Academy, as well as partnership with Singapore's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Singapore Cooperation Programme, and the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy Institute of Water Policy. Lastly, PUB also organizes the Singapore International Water Week, a biennial platform to showcase regional efforts and best practices in the areas of water management and climate resilience. It is also an opportunity for global water professionals to learn and to share from one another. We are extremely thankful for ADB for its strong support of the Singapore International Water Week, and we look forward to having more ADB member countries to participate in the next SIWW in 2024. So on this happy note, I wish ADB every success in supporting member countries to become water secure and resilient. PUB is happy to contribute towards this goal. Thank you for your attention. Over to you, Nita.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, indeed, I had the pleasure of attending the last Singapore International Water Week and the one before virtually also. And I did drink the New Brew beer. It's delicious also. And also PUB and Lee Kuan Yew University, we are in discussion with them on building capacity of our partners more. So on this note, I would like to bring video messages of two other partners, which is a last round of video messages. The first is with Imagine H2O. We talked about digitalization, innovation, businesses, solutions out there from established and emerging partners who we need to bring to our water entities for them to accelerate progress, for them to become more resilient, for them to become more sustainable, for them to become more efficient. Technology is a tool and we are shying away from it. So Imagine H2O's Managing Director, Nimesh Modak, will have a message for us. We have just started a partnership with them called AID program, Accelerating Innovation and Digitalization in our water sector. And the second video message is from our other partner, European Space Agency, represented by Christoph Obrecht, Program Coordinator for Global Development Assistance. The videos, please. Thank you very much.
Utilities across Asia and the Pacific are searching for solutions to decentralize, decarbonize, and digitize how our water is used and accessed. But despite a growing appetite among many developing countries to leapfrog conventional solutions, utilities still lack the resources to de-risk and validate the latest technologies. My name is Nimesh Modak, and I'm the Managing Director of Imagine H2O Asia. For the past decade, we've been the go-to partner for entrepreneurs tackling the water crisis. Now, from our regional hub in Singapore, in partnership with ADB, we want to make innovation more accessible by connecting these entrepreneurs to new markets and more pilot support. As we partner with more utilities, we're excited to join ADB to launch the Accelerating Innovation and Digitalization Program, or AID. This collaboration will build capacity of ADB staff to learn about, adapt, and pilot new technologies working closely with their local communities. As part of Asia and the Pacific Water Resilience Hub, AID will also create new channels to showcase these innovation projects and document and share the learnings with peer utilities. Partner with us today. Join us at the Asia and the Pacific Water Resilience Hub. See you there.
Greetings from Rome, Italy, home to the European Space Agency's Earth Observation Center. My name is Christoph Albrecht. I manage ESA's Global Development Assistance Program, in short GDA. Satellite Earth observation is among the most promising technologies in mainstreaming and scaling water resilience operations. But what does that mean for you? Think of it this way. Satellites observe our Earth around the clock, around the globe. And you now have a flood of data available at your fingertips, ready to be exploited. The European Copernicus program and its fleet of Sentinel satellites offering free and open data to anyone is leading the way and proving to be a game changer for development. Earth observation can guide water professionals in data-informed, efficient and rapid decision-making, in achieving regulatory compliance at low cost, in better targeting of investments, and in improving the performance of day-to-day operations. ESA has been partnering with the Asian Development Bank since 2014, and many of our jointly supported projects are in the water sector. One example to highlight is the assistance in analyzing availability and trends of surface water resources in West Bengal, India, which will help characterize and prioritize additional water storage sites in the area. We are committed to advance the partnership with ADB under the GDA program and use the power of space to jointly and sustainably accelerate impact on the ground. We are specifically excited to team up with the Asia and Pacific Water Resilience Hub, increasing awareness and capacity of water sector entities in the region to fully capitalize on the potential benefits of Earth observation. We will support these efforts through dedicated Earth observation information services and tools, complemented by tailored trainings, co-designed and co-created with our partner ADB. In this spirit, join us at the Hub.
Thank you very much, our partners, Imagine H2O, Nimesh Modak, and European Space Agency, Christophe Aubret. We are extremely delighted, looking forward to really working with multiple partners. We have other technology, digitalization, acceleration partners. This is just a start of a journey for the Hub. Please bear with us. We again want to emphasize that the Hub can only work. It's like a nervous system. The brain is outside. The brain has to feed into this nervous system, and we want to channel what's out there from all over the world towards Asia and Pacific's water entities. We always say in ADB, the war or the battle to climate change is won or lost in Asia Pacific region. We have an opportunity to capacitate our entities where it matters the most. We must adapt, and we must adapt through water. And let's build the capacity of our water sector entities. We always say with great power comes great responsibility, but where are the resources? Let's collaborate to bring resources home to our water entities. We still have a little bit of time. I invite all our panelists here, our distinguished guests and speakers, if they would like to share any closing final thoughts for a minute or two to our large community who are watching us today as we close the Asia Water Forum 2022. Would anybody like to share some thoughts on how we continue collaborating, how we continue connecting, how we continue building capacities of water entities? Over to the panelists and guests. It's been a long day. I can see we are ready to pack. Oh, Bart, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for the nice outline of keynotes. I just wanted to pick out one keynote from a video conference from Michele Miletto from WOP, who was also making a plea for, say, inclusive approaches, also gender diversity, to bring that into the equation. And I think that's again an element that we cannot stress enough. We are so well aware that risks and consequences of all what we are talking about today are unevenly distributed among the people. Also, the solutions are unevenly distributed in different hands. And I think it's crucial to really build our observations and scenarios and solutions with a good awareness of that uneven distribution, that we really represent people differently in these platforms. And gender dimension is definitely one that is very important to incorporate, but also poverty, access to information, access to resources, of course, also needs a lot more attention, I think, than the more generic analysis that we're used to do. So I just wanted to highlight this important element in our discussion today. Thank you.
Thank you, Bart. This is music to our ears. We have launched inclusivity as a key crusade, because water sector really does need, and you know, in our region, Asia and Pacific, women and girls spend up to 4 hours on average fetching water. And in our region, there is multitude. We don't have data. This is why we partnered with UNESCO to create this data. Without data, without baseline, we can't measure. So this would be something we would launch. We are already launching ADBs. Gender mainstreaming is very strong in our projects, but we want to go further into water entities and create a baseline and create more leaders to whom it matters the most. Thank you very much. I also see Christoph from European Space Agency had joined us. Thank you, Christoph, and he's got his hand up. Over to you, Christoph.
Well, thanks very much, Nita. And I'd actually really like to congratulate you on behalf of European Space Agency to this fantastic event and also this closing ceremony. It's been a real pleasure, and we look very much forward to supporting the efforts under the Water Resilience Hub and, you know, work with you and your teams in, as you nicely put it, mainstreaming, you know, water resilience. And I think we can play a part in that, in, you know, supporting through Earth observation-based services and analytics, and working with you and your clients in, you know, making this sustainable in the long run and fostering adoption and uptake. So thanks again, and we really look forward to continuing the strong partnership we have with you.
Thank you very much, Christoph. Now, unless I see another hand, and I don't see, I was going to invite ADB's Chief Sector Officer, Mr. Sumsup Ra, to give closing remarks. And thank you again for being with us. I hand over to Mr. Sumsup Ra to give closing remarks of the closing ceremony. Over to you, Sumsup.
Thank you, Nita. Good afternoon to all our friends and colleagues in the water sector. I would like to thank you for being part of Asia Water Forum 2022. AWF is the flagship water event of ADB, but it is you, participants, speakers, and presenters who make it the AWF a landmark knowledge sharing platform for ADB and Pacific. Over the past 4 days, we have been treated to stimulating discussion, fresh ideas, and rousing debate across 4 focus areas, 18 technical sections, and over 100 technical presenters. Our partner organizations have also put together diverse lineup of 11 site events and workshops. We also heard it from 27 high-level speakers and experts across 6 plenary sessions. We took a deep dive into the cross-cutting topics of financing, digitalization, and circular economy. Last but not least, we have unveiled new tools and initiatives being launched by ADB's Water Sector Group, the Mainstream Water Resilience in Asia Pacific Guidance Notes, and the Asia Pacific Water Resilience Hub that will facilitate our joint work effort toward resilience. I thank our high-level speakers for lending their insight and elevating the discourse on water security. One of many benefits of having a fully virtual event is that all of these sessions have been recorded. They will be available on the AWF platform. I invite you to come back to this platform and access the video recording on demand. Throughout the forum, our teams of 37 young water professional reporters have captured the key messages and called to action arising from our discussions. It is heartening to see the eagerness of youth in solving complex water challenges. In this closing panel, our all-woman youth panel challenged us to tap into youth leadership potential. We at ADB are committed to developing the youth leaders of Asia and the Pacific, that they may contribute to shaping the future that they will inherit. Once again, on behalf of ADB, I extended my warmest congratulations and thanks to everyone who made this event successful. I look forward to seeing you in Asia Water Forum 2024. Before then, I hope to work together with you soon to achieve our common goal of resilient and water secure Asia and the Pacific. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sumsup. Lastly, before you all go, we would like to share two things. One is the illustration that was captured of this closing session by Pushpin Visuals, the artist who have been capturing all of the high-level panel discussions. Working together is the key for water's future. We must adapt through water. The need for stronger collaboration underscored by the challenges. Capacitate, connect, and collaborate. Thank you, Pushpin Visuals. You have done a great job of capturing all of the high-level panel illustrations. Lastly, I would also like to acknowledge, as Sumsup mentioned, we have young water professional reporters who, again, in the preceding channel, did the high-level panel and summarize actions for the future, guided us, inspired us, will continue to inspire us. For rapporteur for this closing session is Tin Lei from the Australia Mekong Partnership for Environmental Resources and Energy Systems. Thank you, Tin Lei. And thank you very much to all of you for making Asia Water Forum 2022 a record-break success. We hope you will continue the discussions. Thank you very much. And thank you, distinguished speakers and panelists, for being with us. Goodbye from Asian Development Bank in the Philippines.
Water resilience is not just the ability to bounce back from the stressors of today, but also about the ability to adapt to the changes and the stressors that are going to emerge in the future.
Working better together is really the key to a water future, because, you know, we continue to say everything is very fragmented, but we need to make sure that we overcome that fragmentation and that we decouple the water resources and the water use patterns from the vested interest that exists.
We think that companies should collaborate and all innovation should be brought together to eventually reach the climate goals and also secure the resilience of this region.
ADB, Asia and the Pacific Water Resilience Hub, is an open platform dedicated to strengthening water security in the region. It will establish partnerships, provide training opportunities, develop and share knowledge products, innovative methods, tools, data, and digital technologies.
Asia and the Pacific is one of the world's most water-scarce regions. It has 60% of the world's population, but about a third of its water resources. It is also the region most exposed to natural hazards, with almost 9 in every 10 people affected worldwide and 57% of fatalities. This vulnerability is compounded by climate change.
I think when you unpack water resilience, you can unpack it in many different ways. Financial, physical resilience against scarcity and various others. I think one of the key barriers is awareness. There's an informational barrier here in terms of navigating, I think, what's an increasingly crowded field of different technology. So when I talk about resilience, again, it's a very broad theme, right? But across those different thematic challenges that Asia Pacific is facing, innovation, entrepreneurship should play a role.
We should take good care of water for the next generation, and that's what we are doing.
The Asia and the Pacific Water Resilience Hub will provide specific entryways for water entities and partners to build towards sustainable and inclusive resilience and security for the region's water resources.
Join the hub to connect,
collaborate,
and together we capacitate our water entities on the ground to become resilient.